1932, cuando un vehículo conducido por una joven de 28 años, que dio positivo en el control de alcoholemia y drogas, arrolló a un grupo de 6 ciclistas.
Pensé que mi hijo estaba muy mal.
Everything about this film was done very well. All the technical aspects were there, the content was there, the structure, all the camera work was beautiful. The interviews, the different footage, all of that was there so well that that I was able to just focus on this tragic story and the fact that there's really not much consequences for the people that are irresponsible and end up killing someone because of that. And I was just astonished at, how soon people were getting out of jail for this and how many people were killed in these tragic accidents every day and yearly in this area. So, wow. Just really well done film-wise and really sad, but very good depiction and expression from the family members and really beautiful support from the community.
This is an enraging, heartbreaking set of stories and statistics of drunk driving and the ridiculously low punishment that there are in place for Spain where these accidents happen. It's an honest, candid, and transparent view into the reactions from survivors and family members, how their lives changed in a split of a second. And it makes you wonder what you would do in a situation like this and what would your feelings be seeing the perpetrator just paying some money and going free. It's moving, quite adorable. Then we have the scenes of the testimonials, people getting very emotional, of course, and the impactful scenes of the crash as well, and the path that this happened in. And I think they have an absolutely clever title, and their credits design is just beautiful and very poetic. Also love the music score.
Yeah, I love how the stories connect from one to another when worlds collide. Such a great title for this film, for this documentary. It creates this dynamic story about drinking and driving and how that can cause so much hurt to another family. This documentary creates a brilliant conversation about life and alcohol consumption.
What an unimaginable event. The tragedy this is, all because of someone who was on cocaine and drinking and crashed into 6 individuals. The fact that 3 of them lost their lives, it's horrific. I can't imagine the pain the families are going through. The wives, the mothers, the sisters, brothers, whatever. This documentary really put together, and even those showing that some of them have survivor's remorse. So the ones that survived it really is a miracle, but you could see where the guilt would come into because they are asking, why me? This documentary is something that I think could be used as a PSA against drunk driving because it shows from the victim side what that can do to a whole family, to a whole community. Like they showed that hundreds of cyclists came out for the funerals, that there's a triathlon every year in support of the 3 men who died, but it still doesn't bring them back. It's trying to find a light in the dark. It really is horrifying what happened, and I'm really glad that the families are trying to find whatever way they can move on that they can, and it's definitely something I didn't hear about, but I could see how in Spain, in this town, it was a big deal and how it continues to affect people.
Really, really, really powerful, and I really liked how they kind of approached this with not just going about it with the beforehand and then obviously the accident and the reactions from especially the family and the friends, and what that day was like, what that situation was like, but then to take it a step further and address the kind of community and how it was for such a kind of small town and how, they were affected by something like this. I wanted to take it a step further than that and try and figure out how you would address this type of problem. And I thought it was really interesting that they brought up different countries and how they've kind of approached cycling and sharing the road and things like that. Because I think a big part of that they kind of touched on was the differences in the culture of one country to the next. I just thought it was a really interesting way to kind of bring about the conversation of we're going to go in depth about this accident, but then we're going to take it a step further of not only was this tragic, and it absolutely was, not only did it have lasting effects, not only on the people involved, but on the community itself and the people connected to the people involved. But why did this accident happen? Where is the kind of root cause? Once you found the root cause, which is obviously drinking and driving under the influence, alcohol or drugs, take it a step further in that, how would you attack that problem? How would you try and fix it in a real way? Because it kind of seems like, from the video at least, that there wasn't a concrete conclusion of what's the best way to go about this.
Such a sad story that the film recounts. The incident was so tragic, and I think the film does a great job explaining with facts, maps, and stats that more needs to be done to protect cyclists and make more people aware regarding the dangers of driving under the influence. The film does an excellent job showing photo and video of the victims in the past when competing. The interviews of family members and victims still alive were heart-wrenching. The somber soundtrack, including gentle piano, was perfect for this touching piece.